If y'all can hear me, please just drop a one in the chat so I can press on. If I'm good, just drop a one in the chat. Hey y'all. Hey Cloud Kicker. So I'm gonna be on Instagram for a little bit, and then I'm gonna switch off and just go straight over here on YouTube. So if you are joining on Instagram and you want to hear the full version of this on YouTube, just click the link that's in my bio, and then it should be the last link that's in there, and then just join me on YouTube. So my name is Maggie. I'm the CEO and founder of this company where we teach you guys credit education. um of course, the hey Jasmine, hey, is it Niji Warrior? Hey, friend. So, again, my name is Maggie, and I teach you guys credit education tips. As of late, we really have been driving it home to help y'all understand how to get paid from having bad credit, and also how to get quick deletions. I felt like this was a conversation that needed to be had, because some people know about pay to delete and some people don't. You might know about pay to delete, but maybe you still aren't comfortable doing it because I know some of y'all get caught up in like words, and you're like, I don't know how to word it. I don't know how to say what I want. But I'd be like, how you not know how to say what you want? Do you know what you want? If you know what you want, then just think about it and say that. Don't try to um use too big of words. Just literally think about whatever it is that you want and just say that. And so I'm just gonna go on this live. I'm just going to go into detail for pay to delete versus getting paid to have, a deletion, what that looks like, and then also where you guys should start. So I would say definitely start with the option that makes the most financial sense. For me, when I went, and I was fixing my credit back in 2000, and like I started at 2012. This is when I found out I had a 420 credit score. And then I didn't really get serious again until 2018. But between 2012 and 2018, I knew about, pay to delete. I knew about that. And when I want to say 6 months in, I wanted to purchase my home, and I had 6 months, and I called around because, well, first I looked at my credit and I decided if anything is under $300, I am going to pay to delete it, right? Hey, Xavier. I know I am on late. It's been a while since I did a late live. But yeah, so I was like, if it's under, if it's gonna be under $300, I can pay to delete it, because at the time I was trying to purchase my first home, and I was really just like, trying to go in on my goals. So I would just go through my credit, and if it was under $300, I would call the company and I would negotiate a pay to delete. But this was before I knew about the fact that I can get an expedited deletion and the company can pay me. This is before I knew that that was a thing. So that was like a quicker option than just disputing. So I said, I'm going to go with that option, because obviously I didn't know the other option, and it was just faster than disputing. So in this live, I'm not going to hold you guys too long. I'm just going to go into, what you guys can expect with doing both of those options. If you are joining on Instagram, I am on YouTube. I'm going to finish this and close out on YouTube. So if you're just joining on Instagram, just make sure you go click the link that's in my bio. It should be the last link, and it literally says YouTube. You can join me from there. Okay. So here's some things that you guys need to pay attention to when we think about paying to delete. So paying to delete is usually for collections. Mostly you can do it for other accounts or they'll let you. So this is the difference. So pay to delete is really just, the company telling you like, okay, this is your options, take it or leave it. Whereas getting paid for deletions, you're telling the company, yeah, I'm not doing nothing else outside of this. Like, these are my terms, either take my terms or I'm gonna see you in federal court. Right. And so it's like when you get paid, for having a deletion, you have more leverage. And so at any point in this process, you have a leverage, and that's what we really want y'all to see and understand. You have the leverage. If you have bad credit, you have the leverage. Start there, use that. Okay. So the pay to delete option, if this makes sense, please give me a thumbs up in the chat if this is making sense what I'm saying. So with the pay to delete option, usually it's for collections, like medical debt, payday loans, phone bills, things like that. Some charge offs, this can work for some charge offs, but not all of them, not most of them. Okay. This can work for some repossessions, but not all and not most. It's really more so, the pay to delete option can happen in most cases for collections. But I have found some collection agencies, specifically like LVNV funding, they act like it's just so impossible for them to delete the debt if you make the payment. And I just think that's the most scandalous thing. Okay. So Jasmine says, what do I mean? So getting paid to delete. So I'm gonna go into detail in just a second. Right now, if everybody is familiar with pay to delete, is anybody not familiar with pay to delete? If you're not familiar with pay to delete, in the chat right now, just tell me I'm not familiar, because I want to make sure that you guys are familiar with each of these options so that you can, properly explore those options. All right, so you're not familiar with pay to delete. If you're not familiar, let me know in the chat that you're not familiar so that I can, push on and make sure y'all get familiar. Okay. So I'm glad you said that, Jasmine, so I can make sure y'all are familiar. Hey, Tipsy Sisters, Cabanas, is it St. Johnson? Okay. All right. So basically, pay to delete is when you have an account that's sitting on your credit, and with like regular disputing could go on for months and months and months, and sometimes years, where the account, hey Fluffy Diva, I'm glad you got your journal. How you like it, friend? So, regular disputing could go on for months and months and months, and you're like sitting with this account on your credit and you're not able to move forward. So, instead of you disputing it, going back and forth, saying it's not mine or whatever verbiage you guys are using in your disputes, and the item is still sitting on your credit, you can actually pay it. So you can contact the company. I'm glad you love it. Thank you so much for that review. So here, let me take a screenshot, baby, because I gotta take that screenshot, honey. Boom, got it. So anyway, you can actually contact the company, like you can literally call them up over the phone, right? And I recommend this because if you're gonna do the pay to delete option, some people will tell you send a letter for the pay to delete option via snail mail, and the company will tell you if they can or cannot do it. But y'all, I don't do that. Like for me, if I know how to get this thing rolling and make something shake quickly, I'm gonna make it shake quickly. And sending letters, for pay to delete is just such a waste of time. Call them people. Stop acting scary and call them people. Now, in this video, I think that it's better to get paid for deletions instead of paying them for deletions, right? But I'm just giving y'all the options. You can do whatever you want. But if you send letters, obviously it takes time for them to get it, and then it takes time for the person to read it, and then also draft a response and then mail it back to you. Whereas if you call them over the phone, you could literally get your answer right on the spot. Okay. So pay to delete is, of course, you can pay the account, pay to have the account deleted off your credit, instead of just, waiting around for the disputes to get it removed off. Like if you're in a hurry, for me back in 2018, I was in a hurry and I didn't know that I could get paid, and I didn't know that I could get paid for deletions. So I thought, oh, I'm doing something. I'm doing the fastest option, which is paying, to get it deleted. I'm paying to get it deleted. And the companies were able to delete it off very, very quickly. Okay. And some of the companies were not able to delete it off, but I called them up and I asked them, and they told me, like, yes, we can do it, or no, we can't do it. And I also asked them, how long will it take for you guys to do it? And they told me. So St. Johnson, I'm hoping I'm saying your name right, says, is that like paying it in full? So no, you can actually negotiate the payment with the company as well. So for example, if you had an account, like I told y'all, for me, if I had a collection on my account back in the day and it was under $300, I was like, okay, I'll just pay it, right? But when I'm calling the company up on the phone, I wasn't saying, hey, I want to pay, I got $300 to pay. No, I was saying, hey, I am looking to pay to delete this account. Is this something that your company offers? And if this is something that your company offers, how much can I pay in order to settle this matter and also have it removed off my credit? And they would say, well, do you have $300? Right? Like if it actually was reporting on my credit as $300, they would say, well, do you have $300? And I'll be like, nah, I only have X, Y, and Z. I only have 50, like that's all I got. And they would either say, well, can you do 75? And I'll be like, oh, I really only have 50, and see what they can say, and then if they like not really budging on it, then I'll be like, okay, I think I can find 75. Like, but when can I pay this? And also when can you guys remove it? And can you give me something in writing that confirms that it'll be removed? Right. And so they would tell me, right? I would get everything that I needed. Even if I didn't have the money right then and there, I at least found out that that company was able to do this for me. Like, this is actually a thing that can be done, and I could get this account removed off even faster, because at the time I was like, I actually did apply for these things, right? Like, I actually did do this. I actually didn't pay this company back. So let me just, go ahead and do this. But the thing about it, now that I know what I know now, is most of the accounts that go into collection status are not the actual companies that you owe. They are third party debt collection agencies. And these third party debt collection agencies have to follow so many rules and so many procedures. And so instead of me worrying about, damn, like I actually do owe the debt, what I should have been worrying about was, do I even owe this company? Nah, I don't owe you, because I had like an account with T-Mobile once before. And so, I don't even remember the name of the company that it was under, but say it was like Convergent Outsourcing. It's like I owe T-Mobile. I didn't owe Convergent Outsourcing. So what Convergent Outsourcing did was they actually purchased the debt from T-Mobile. And then when they purchased the debt from T-Mobile, like, could have been $300. They could have, purchased it for like $30. And now I'm over here negotiating, paying them more than what they actually even paid for the debt. So y'all are like looking at the whole thing wrong. Like, y'all are looking at the whole process wrong, and it's just, if you want to switch sides and go from worrying about how am I going to get this money to pay this debt off and clean up my credit, to worrying about how am I going to leverage my bad credit to get a paycheck, like, come on, stick around for this live. If you're in here on YouTube, on Instagram, I am also on YouTube. If you want to see the rest of this live, make sure you click the link that's in our bio, and then you guys can join the YouTube link right then and there. If you are on YouTube and this information has been helpful, please just drop a heart in the chat. That lets me know that I'm doing a good job or whatever. And also, if you're in here on YouTube, please like this video and then give us a subscription. I'm going to be going live more on YouTube. And I'm not going to be giving all my energy to Instagram, because Instagram be acting up, y'all. Y'all know how it go. But okay. So thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. All right, so let's get more into detail with this pay to delete. So like I said, usually it's for collections. Most of the time, if it's a collection, the company will be willing to do a pay to delete. If it is a collection, right? If it's like medical bill, payday loan, phone bills, things of that nature, and it's gone into collection status. Hey Xavier, hey Desiree, hey Kat, hey Niji, hey Jasmine, hey Miss Berry, hey Michelle. Welcome. Thank y'all so much for joining me on YouTube. So it'll usually, those types of accounts usually roll into collection status, and these are third party debt collection agencies, and they do have the option, most of them do have the option to pay to delete. But this is the kicker, y'all, and I'm gonna hold that until later. I'm gonna hold that until later. So some of these, like y'all have charge offs too, and so charge offs, repossessions, evictions, all these companies they also offer it, but they sometimes try to give you a hard time, right? Like for whatever reason, they just try to give you a hard time. Um, but it's important that you guys know what type of account it is. And so if you do have a charge off, knowing what I know now, charge offs are already written off. They're already written off. This is a debt that the company has like written off on their taxes. They're not looking for the money anymore. And so when an account goes into charge off status, on the taxes, because it's a tax form that you're actually supposed to receive when a company writes off your taxes. Most of you guys don't even receive that form, or if you do receive it, you just kind of write it off and you don't even think about it because you didn't know that you were supposed to get this form in the first place. But on that form, it literally says what the status is of that charged off account, and it has about three different statuses on there. But when it's specifically for like debt, it'll say, if they discontinue the debt, or it'll say, the statute of limitations for this debt has like, been over with, right? So if you guys contact the companies that the account is in charge of, like say it's charged off with like, I don't know, like Amex or something like that, contact them and ask them to send you that tax form. When you look at the tax form, go look at the status that the account is written off in, and that status will let you know, where you stand. Okay. But either way, they wrote it off on their taxes. They're not expecting money back from you. So the fact that they continue to report this debt is hurting you, it's impacting you, of course, if it's actively reporting. So this is the cold part about charge offs. And I'm sorry if I'm going too deep, y'all. Like if I'm going too deep, let me know if I'm going too deep. Okay. So the thing about charge offs is it's kind of like a petty parting gift, like it's already charged off, meaning they already wrote it off. And so most of the times they continue to report it on your credit, and it's like a cancer. Like it's like a silent cancer that you didn't even know that you had, because it reports every single month until the company just decides, okay, we're not going to report this debt anymore. So, they keep reporting it. And then you're looking at your credit, and maybe you had no, derogatory except that one charged off account, or you have multiple derogatory alongside that charged off account, or multiple derogatory with multiple charged off accounts on your credit. If the charge off is actively reporting on your credit, meaning if you look at your credit this month, and the charge off reported. If you're looking at your credit last month and the charge off reported, this is currently impacting you. In fact, if you go back 6 months, you can look and see that account still reported in charge off status. This is still going to impact your ability to get approved for something. This is going to impact your ability to really like see the heights in your credit score that you could see if you didn't actually have that charge off account reporting. So when you are thinking about, dang, like, should I be calling the company to see if I can pay to delete? Totally, that's up to you. It's your business. For me personally, I would call and ask to see all options. That's not to say I'm like down to pay or anything like that, but baby, I'm gonna call and see what my options are. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's so many options. Like we had a client who had her like car got repossessed, and instead of putting it in repossession status, they put it in charged off status. And so she actually contacted the company because she really did want to keep the car. So she contacted the company, and when she contacted the company, I think she owed like 11,000 or something like that on it. The company was like, okay, if you pay us 1,000, we can actually remove this account off your credit, and then we can actually give you the title of like the car. You can keep the car, like don't worry about it. And it's like, like knowing what I know now, knowing how to get this paper now, I do feel that she didn't have to pay $1,000 because the information was already written off in the first place. And in fact, instead of her paying $1,000, I think that she could have gotten more than $1,000 from that company, meaning that company should have been paying her money. And then also they still would have been able to produce her title for her, knowing what we know now. Okay. But, that was still a very big win for her, seeing as how she didn't pay the note on that car for like, like probably almost a year. So, pick your, I don't want to say pick your poison, but you know what I'm saying? Weigh out your options and see what makes the most sense for you. So that's what this video is about, just to, expose you guys to more options and more things that are available, so y'all can kind of, make the best choice and not feel like you are being pushed into a corner, because you actually have so many options. If this information has been helpful, please just give me like the number 2 in the chat before I press on. Give me the number 2 in the chat before I press on. And if you guys are on Instagram, I'm actually about to cut out on Instagram, and then I'm just going to go straight to YouTube. So, excuse me, if you are on Instagram, just click the link that's in our bio, and then join me straight from, what I'm saying, join me straight from YouTube, okay? All right, so I will catch y'all over there on YouTube. Let me get out of here. Let me see, can I say that? All right, boom. Okay. Oh, child, I'm tired. Like I'm out of breath for doing that. That's crazy. All right. So my next point is paying an account. Thank y'all so much for the twos. So paying an account doesn't always delete the account. Don't just be out here paying it just because you feel like you owe it. I feel like some people who haven't really gone through like the hardships in life, for real, when it comes to like finances, they say things like just pay it, like you wouldn't have bad credit if you just paid it. But it's like, just paying it doesn't always delete the information off your credit. You definitely sometimes have to dispute it, but what about when the account balance is actually at zero and you've already paid it? Like, what then? This account could still stop you from moving forward. This account could be the reason that your scores are down. Like, what then when you've paid it off, and when you contacted the company and asked them, hey, can you remove this information since I already paid it, and they said no? What then? Because it's so many different, like, that's happened so many times. That happened to me. All right. So again, paying an account doesn't always delete it. Make sure before you pay something, you are contacting a company over the phone, not via snail mail. Like, you could do what you want, but hey, you know what I'm saying? Timing is of the essence, in my opinion. So I'm gonna move like that. So make sure you contact the company and ask them. Also, don't just take their word for it. Like, confirm that they will give you something in writing. If they can't give it to you right then on the spot, know who you're speaking with. Okay, know who you're talking to. Sometimes when you call these debt collection agencies, they literally will like laugh in your face, be very rude, nasty to you, but you can still you can still circle back on their behind, still circle back and make things harder for them if you really wanted to. So, get names of these people if they can't provide you something in writing, and make sure you are documenting everything. If you haven't gotten your credit journal, like, document everything. This is helpful. I think it's like 14 left in stock. But the next thing is, so knowing Oh, of course. How soon can this account be deleted, right? If it's worth it or not, that'll let you know. Like, can this account be deleted in 3 days? Can y'all delete it in 12 days? Once I make this payment, when can I expect to look at my credit and this account not be there? If y'all don't have that, like, yes, a company can say we can pay to delete it, but then when you get to talking to them, they'll say stuff like, oh, yeah, we'll delete it in 10 to 12 years or 7 years. And it's like, hold up, player, that's going to already come off. Like, don't try to play me. Don't play with me. I'm paying to delete this account because I need it removed off like yesterday. So make sure that it'll get removed off like yesterday. If this makes sense, drop makes sense in the comments. Let me know that this makes sense so that, you know, I'm just not out here talking to myself. Let me know. Let me know. All right, cool. Hey, Donna. Hey, Dante. Hey, Sharlisa. Hey, Rachel. All right, y'all. I'm glad it's making sense. I'm glad it's making sense. All right, the next thing that I really want y'all to know is that, knowing the status is really important. Desiree, if you are, what if I want to pay off a repo that's in collection? It's just all of it. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing that we talked about. So knowing your status is important. All right. Some companies say that they can't do it, but they totally can. And I'm gonna circle back to this in a second. So usually paying off an account can still result in, the account like still reporting. Like I said, just because you pay it off doesn't mean that it's gonna come off. Specifically for collection accounts, yes. Like I have seen most of the time, if it's a collection and you call the company and request them to delete it after you've paid it, or, of course, I want to do a pay to delete, right? They can absolutely, delete it for collections in most cases. But when you start talking about charge offs and repos and evictions and things like that, like the probability of them deleting it is not as high as it would be if it was a collection. But I'm not saying that to intimidate y'all. Still call and ask them. Y'all be in these chats asking me, but listen, I'm not the lender, I'm not the creditor, I'm not the third party debt collection agency, right? I'm not the credit bureau. So I could tell you what ifs all day, but until you contact these companies, you won't even really have your answer. So I need y'all to like know that these companies are like, who cares? Yeah, I'm not gonna ever talk to you again in life. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That needs to be the thought process when y'all start talking to these companies. Or like, I feel like y'all be like, I gotta work the nerve up, and it's like, sis, look at your credit like it's your child. Handle your credit like it's your child. Somebody is misusing your child. Somebody is defaming your child. Like, baby, what you gonna do? You gonna step up and you gonna step up or you gonna fall? Like, what you gonna do? It's that simple. Think about it like that. Don't overcomplicate it. So usually, paying off an account, and this is why I'm like, knowing the status is very important, because if it's a charged off account or it's an account with like late payments on it and you pay that whole thing off, you might think just because you're not aware that, oh, I paid it off, is going to be deleted. Or some of y'all, when I talk to you guys on consultations, y'all be like, dang, I paid this account off, why is it still reporting on my credit? But you don't really realize that this account is a trade line, or this account is not a trade line. I shouldn't say that term. It is a trade line, but that's probably not what you guys are familiar with. But this account is a line of credit, or this is a I can't even think of the term, but like an installment account, this is a loan account. So just because you have paid this off doesn't mean that it's going to come off. It just means that, it's going to say that you paid it. That's it. So credit is like, it's like your report card, but for your credit. It's going to show your payment history over time, and that is good. So if it was reported derogatory, if you were late, unless you negotiate the removal of the late payments, or unless you negotiate the removal of the derogatory, simply paying it is not going to remove the account off. And in fact, simply paying it is not going to remove the derogatory. When you guys are contacting these companies, you can literally contact them and ask for any and everything. It is up to the company to decide to give you any and everything. But even if they don't give you any and everything, know that if you have bad credit, you have leverage. Okay. And we can go into how we leverage all of those things. You can find your credit report by going to the credit bureaus. You can literally go, you can call the credit bureaus and tell them, hey, I want my credit report, and they can mail it to you for free. I think like sites like myannualcreditreport.com are also good too. But yeah. So the next thing that I am like wanting y'all to know is that, again, if it's an account, if it's an installment account, if it's a loan, if it's a line of credit, just because you pay it off because you have poor history or whatever the case may be, don't mean it's going to be deleted. It's also helping build your credit score and helping your credit profile because it's supposed to report your payment history. It's not until you're supposed to pay somebody, and you don't, that it goes into like charge off status, or I'm sorry, collection activity or collection status, but it's different accounts. Like cars are not going to go into collection. They're going to either go into charge off status or repossession status. Like credit cards, like directly from the company, is not going to go. It can sometimes, if it is sold to a third party debt collection agency, it can then go into collection status. But knowing what's reporting and also knowing who's reporting and then the status is also very important. These things are very important at any phase. I don't want to overcomplicate it for you guys though. But if anybody is confused, say I'm confused and let me know what you're confused on. But if you are clear, say I am clear. Let me know. Let me know so I can press on. I feel like I just said so much and I don't want to lose anybody. But if we clear, say we clear. If you're confused, say that you're confused and then tell me what you're confused on. Okay, so Dante's clear, Sharlisa is clear. Baby, it's 33 people on here and I don't know if it's a lag or what, but some of y'all not even responding. What's up? All right, cool. So it looks like you guys are clear. Thank you so much, Jasmine, Miss Berry, Donna, Michelle, Charlisa, Dante, for letting me know that y'all are clear. So, when I was telling you guys that some of these companies, all right, hey, Zero Tolerance, hey, Niji, thank y'all for letting me know. So, like I was telling you guys, some of these companies say that they can't do it, but they all can. They literally all can. I need y'all to really like for real hear me when I say they all can, okay? So the reason that they're saying that they can't do what you're asking for is because you haven't leveraged anything, and then also you're speaking with the wrong department. You're speaking with the wrong department, right? Like you're speaking with somebody that don't even they didn't even know that this was a thing because they are so far like on the like so low on the totem pole when it comes to that company. You know what I'm saying? Like you literally are talking to somebody that's actually not even in the country, right? Like they're not even in the country that's doing business with you. They're in somewhere else. So when they telling you this is something that we can't do, it's because you're not talking to the right person or that they just don't even know that this is even an option. So y'all be literally wasting y'all's time talking to these people saying, oh, y'all need to do that, like popping off on these people. And when I tell you guys, like if y'all join the affluent mentorship, like we're going to plug you guys directly with the sources that can make moves, like how you want moves to be made, like the people that can immediately remove late payments alone if you wanted that, the people that can immediately with the quickness same day if they wanted to remove off multiple collections, the people from the same company who, if it's an American Express account, if it's a Chase account, if it is a Honda, like I don't care, a PNC loan, like we're not talking to the people that are in foreign countries that don't even really know how credit works. No, we're talking about the people that are in high positions that can actually quickly delete things off same day. So again, just because you spoke with somebody and they told you, no, this is our company doesn't do that. Prime example, Open Sky. Open Sky. Is anybody in here have Open Sky? Like this is it anybody in here with Open Sky? Open Sky is a secure credit card company. They are a secured credit card company. They are like, how do I say this without coming off really rude? They're a secure credit card company. It's not like it's a luxury credit card company. It's a basic secure credit card, meaning you got to put money onto this credit card. You know what I'm saying? In order to get a credit card. And I don't even know why they act so like they can't do nothing. Like they can't fix like and I'm mad for me personally, okay? Because when I was building my credit, I had a late payment with Open Sky simply not because, I don't even know, not because of anything crazy, but I just didn't know how to use a credit card. I didn't know how to use it. I had to contact the people from Open Sky to teach me how to use a credit card. And even then, they still didn't tell me everything that I know now, right? So I was late just because I didn't know. And so I'm over here, on the phone asking them, hey, can you please remove that late payment off? Because I just really didn't know how to use that credit card. And they straight up told me no. Like they straight up told me no. I called multiple departments. Asked, can I speak with your supervisor? Can I speak with supervisor? Still was not budging, but I was able to get it removed off, which, that's great, but not because of them. Like they literally, I had to go and do all of this work. So I'm saying this to say the companies, y'all are talking to people in the business that's so low on the totem pole. Like even if they wanted to, even if they're listening to you cry on the phone, like getting your behind beat, because of a late payment, they still don't have the capacity to do that because that's not the right department, right? So instead of being so pissed off, sad, offended, like putting negative energy into the atmosphere and it's, just ruining your own whole day, I'm telling you right now, you're just talking to the wrong people. That's it. You're just talking to the wrong people. So when you guys join the Affluent program, we'll show you guys how to talk to the right people. And if they are giving you pushback, if they are going back and forth with you, it's not because of, in the beginning, they'll act like, oh, we can't do this. We didn't do anything wrong. But by that second email that you send to them or the second letter that you send to them, they're going to be like, okay, yeah, not only can we do that, but we can offer you this too. You know what I'm saying? Like we can offer you monetary settlement as well. So you it's crazy, so again, you're speaking with the wrong department. You're not going to get to this department by simply just picking up the phone. Like you can google speaking with a better department, but even if you contacted well, I'm not going to say all that, but you know what I'm saying, even if you well, yeah, I'll tell y'all, even if you contacted the headquarters, they still will circle back and tell you what they can't do, even though they can, but they won't do it because you still have not leveraged anything. You have not leveraged your bad credit. You have not leveraged the FCRA to use it to your benefit. You have not leveraged any single law. So, and I'm not talking about those of you guys who follow companies that quote, USC codes. I'm not talking. I am talking to y'all too, because if you're the person that's on here that has gone to different companies and learned about different USC codes and felt the need to, what I'm saying, take so much time to learn about all of the USC codes, but you haven't taken the time to learn about the administrative process and also how to make and back up your demands, you're just wasting time and energy. Because at the end of the day, those companies, the employees of those companies have the same social media that you use. So the same information that you're reciting that you're not 100% clear on, and you also are not 100% clear on how to back it up, they're laughing at you. Every time you learn, like every time, and this is the thing about social media, like, like you'll see, okay, somebody could post something that gets you a deletion, right? Like somebody could post some fire law that like works because, Oscar has never seen this type of verbiage used, whatever. And the more of you guys that keep using that, like when it's kind of like this, like say, because I feel like when people started, like when the Bureau of Bullies first came out and they were like really pushing, like FDCPA, like all these codes, and it's like, especially as Black people, we didn't really know about, oh my God, like we didn't really know about the law like that. So, you learn about all these codes and what they mean, and then so you just start using it to your benefit, right? Like, because you think, oh shit, like this is gonna help me get my late payment removed off. Let me use, 15 code USC, like all these sixes and stuff like that. And you use it, right? And then it somebody says, oh, this worked, y'all. This worked, y'all. And so y'all use it and everybody uses it up. And thousands of people use it. And so the consumer reporting agencies and also these debt collection companies are going to be hip to this same verbiage that you guys are using. And they're also going to be hip to the fact that thousands of consumers use this verbiage and literally less than 2% of them backed up the verbiage. Literally less than 2% of them knew how to file federal complaints and actually go through the administrative process. Less than 2% of them do. So if they're quoting these laws but not backing it up, why would I listen to them? Why would I respect the fact that they know this law that means this? So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all need to you need to become more like, stop just jumping on stuff because it's viral. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go deep behind it. And what I feel, to me, what is not being said is, what, and I don't know because I'm not in other people's programs like that. But what I do know is that the people that I've talked to that are in these programs don't really know how to file federal complaints and go through that whole process. Like, because once you file federal complaints, it's a no-brainer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, once you file the federal complaint, and you don't even have to file the federal complaint. Like, you can start making demands even before you file a federal complaint. But if you don't even know how to follow through with the federal complaint, because this is the thing, and I don't know if I'm losing y'all, but like, this is the thing. Again, these companies don't care about the fact that you know all these laws, because they know the companies that put y'all onto all these laws in the first place. They know that. Like, it's not hard to know. Like, okay, you coming out swinging, like this is like revolutionary stuff. Most people don't even, like, when the Bureau of Bullies came out, most people did not even know about all of these consumer laws, me included. So salute them. You know what I'm saying? Most people did had no idea. And so it's like all of these people are using these same laws and doing these same complaints, right? Like filing CFPB, BBB, attorney general complaints. And it's like when these new people are coming out with this stuff, the companies, the bureaus, the third party debt collection agencies, the creditors are like, just kind of getting really like, oh my God, like they keep coming out with this. How do they know? Who's telling them? I'm pretty sure it's not a secret now. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a secret that all of y'all be on social media going in about these USC codes and TILA and all these things. It's not a secret anymore, right? But y'all don't know how to back y'all stuff up. We had somebody that was like, somebody emailed us and was like, somebody emailed us because they said, I think that they wanted to be removed from the academy, like they wanted their academy subscription canceled. And they were like, yeah, it's crazy too, because this is another point. But they were like, yeah, cancel my subscription, or and they were like, cancel my subscription, or I'm gonna invoice your company, cancel my subscription and delete everything out of your company, or I'm gonna invoice your company. And then at the bottom they sign, with with prejudice. And it's like, friend, like the fact that you even sent that to me lets me know that you don't even know what you're doing. Like, lets me know that you're literally just quoting like stuff that you heard. You know what I'm saying? But I'll go ahead and delete it. But you could have just asked nicely. And this is another thing too. When y'all are reaching out to these companies, you don't even have to be nasty. You don't even have to like be ugly with people. If you have leverage to stand on, which again, if you have bad credit in the first place, you have leverage to stand on. But when you actually know what leverage to stand on, like what law to you, and again, I don't know all of these laws. I don't want to know all of these laws because I'm not a lawyer. I don't want to be one. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least I don't think I don't want to be one. I don't know. But you don't need to know all of these laws. You get what I'm saying? But when you know that having bad credit is the leverage that you can use to get paid and get quick deletions under the FCRA, that law alone can get you up to $10,000 because our clients have had up to $10,000. Like our clients have had, $6,000 from one company alone. And this is the thing, it's multiple companies, right? And another thing too is with these companies, they can remove information. So specifically the consumer reporting agencies, like if there was consumer reporting agencies are caught violating the FCRA, and you could catch them, you know what I'm saying, even before you report, even before you start making reports, if you catch the company doing, violating you under the FCRA, you can bring it to their attention and then you could start making demands. And from the demands that you make, the company can not only give you the demands that you're asking for, like they can also fully delete all of your like everything on your credit profile, like down to your inquiries, down to your name, down to derogatory accounts. No, I mean it could be questions asked, but they can do this. And y'all, I'm not telling y'all nothing shooting from the hip. I'm telling y'all what I've seen. Like I'm telling y'all what the clients is getting done. You understand what I'm saying? So they can remove off so much. Like they can clean off your credit. They can clean your whole credit profile in one day. The consumer reporting agencies, if you find one violation, they can clean your entire profile in one day. Whereas you've been going to, multiple credit repair companies or Googling multiple templates or, doing online disputes off of something that was trending off of social media. Like you can literally find a violation under the FCRA, bring it to the company's attention. You don't even have to go all the way and file the federal complaint. And you can not only get paid, but your whole credit profile could be clean in less than one day. Like it's crazy. And then the other kicker too, which is like the client, this is why also the clients are getting more money, is because it's not just the consumer reporting agencies that are violating or have violated and are subject to the same, how do I say, like they're subject to the same hem up, for lack of better terms. They're subject to the same beef. If you had two companies on your credit that was derogatory, the consumer reporting agencies allowed that to continue to be reporting, and that company or those companies are still reporting, all of them, all of them could get the smoke at the same time, separately, and all of them could remove these accounts all at once, and all of them could owe you money, and all of them can pay you. Right? Like we just had a client in the past, I want to say last week was a $10,000 week for a client. It was a $10,000 week for a client, and the client still has, I want to say about 3 companies left. Actually, it's three companies left, and then the 3 consumer reporting agencies. So when I tell y'all, it's just, if you are in the affluent mentorship, if you are a client under the affluent program, once you understand this stuff, once you understand the how behind it, like y'all are not going to be scared about debt anymore. You're not going to be scared about these letters that come to y'all's houses. You're not going to be scared to, you know what I'm saying, not go get seen at the doctor. I know some of y'all don't even go to the doctor because you're scared, of reporting stuff to your credit. Like you're not going to be scared of none of this stuff anymore. You're not going to be scared to talk on the phone anymore. You're not going to be scared to talk to lawyers anymore, even though you don't have one. And this is the crazy part about process for me. I did also go through the custody battle, and I feel that learning this information also helped me in like small pieces of my custody battle, because I understood how to read cases, and I understood how to basically speak up for myself and not just get pushed around in the process because I didn't have, whatever it was that I didn't have. I know some of us feel like we need lawyers in this process, but you don't need a lawyer. You just need to get educated for yourself, and you can represent yourself. If you represent yourself, is considered, you are considered pro se. If you represent yourself, if you have a lawyer, you have a lawyer. But if you don't have a lawyer, you are pro se. So, I mean, remember that term. You're pro se, you're pro se, you're pro se. If you're the person that's representing yourself without a lawyer, and you want to go up in this process and go to federal court or not, in the Affluent Mentorship, we will cover how to do all of these things, and also how you guys can speak up for yourself and start getting paid out. Like right now, we are in a recession. A lot of people are feeling it. A lot of companies are feeling it. A lot of consumers are feeling it. And honestly, these consumer reporting agencies, they feeling it. The third party debt collection agencies, the creditors, they're feeling it as well. So to me, this is like the prime time to get in. This is a prime time to get in. The reason that I say that is because like the economy is really like not, what I'm saying, the economy is like really at like it's a little stiff right now. And I think that if more consumers in this time especially understood the rights that they had and also how to enforce those rights, I think that the consumer reporting agencies and the third party debt collection agencies will start to respect the consumers a lot more. And I do feel that it will be more like deletions to come, or I think that they are going to tighten up their procedures and their policies to where I don't want to say it favors the consumer, but it doesn't make life hard for the consumer, because a lot of consumers have really, really, really tried to remove this information, and even pay it, and the stuff is still there. And it's like, man, I'm just trying to move on with my life, and you making it difficult. Your company is making it difficult. The systems that y'all have in place is making it difficult for me to move forward in my life, and I've done everything that I possibly could. So, you know what I'm saying? And it's like when the person is at that stage, it's so depressing. It's so frustrating because it's like, damn, I can't even get ahead. I done did everything that I'm supposed to do, and y'all not even letting me move forward. Like I'm really out here stuck, and it feels like I'm trapped. So I can't do anything. And then most of us don't even know about consumer lawyers, hiring consumer lawyers, let alone representing yourself. Nobody's taught us this, but that's okay, because we'll teach you guys. If y'all are in the mentorship, we will teach y'all all of this. So I will go over the mentorship. If anybody has questions, now is the time for you guys to ask your questions. Class starts in literally 3 days. It starts in 3 days. So if you are trying to get down with the get down, baby, come on and get down. Okay. So we will be covering, and this will be like a continuous, program. So we did keep the price at 199. We had enough of you guys say, hey, the price is a little high for me. I do want to get in the program. So we decided to keep the price at 199. We're gonna keep it that way. We're gonna keep it at 199 as for right now. Okay. But so again, it is a monthly program. We're not going to share all of the tea in the first training, in the first module. Like, absolutely not. Because for one, no. Okay. And for two, I need to make sure y'all understand this process, because I know it's a lot of people in here that are just probably trying to like rush through to get to a certain point because of what you've learned from somewhere else. But what you finna learn in here is not gonna be identical to what you learned over there. And you're gonna like, you're gonna need us again. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna start off like when you guys join, and y'all join the course, you'll see about like 7 modules that have already been, like completed. But it is gonna be something that we continue to add to over time. All right. Now, the benefit of joining before May 11th is that you will be on track and on time. So every training that's live, you will get to see it live. Whereas if you join after May 11th, you're just gonna be watching, replays because you won't be able to access it. You won't be able to access the lives unless you have been in the program for at least 4 months, right? Unless you join before class starts. So the first thing that in month one, the first thing that we're gonna cover is understanding the FCRA. We will go into, how to write your own disputes, and then the benefits of writing your own disputes, and then what options you have when creating those disputes. And then you do need 30 days to go by once you guys draft those disputes up. And so while we were waiting on that 30 days to go by, you'll have every month is two meetings. It's two meetings every single month. They are every Thursday. Well, the second and then the fourth Thursday of every single month. So the first meeting will be a training, and then the second meeting will be like a Q&A. We might have time for a little bit of training in the second meeting, but it really just depends on y'all. I don't really like to just do my own. I mean, I do my own thing, but I really want to do whatever y'all feel is the most serving for you guys since y'all are investing in the program. So we can kind of play it by ear, but what I am visualizing right now is, the second meeting every single month will be like the Q&A. Like ask me questions, ask my team question, ask our guests questions because we will also have guest speakers. Um and so month two, it also is a support group in there. And then when you guys join, we do have some more like goodies that we'll share with you that's exclusive to everybody that has joined. I won't talk about those things on this live, but the for month two, we're gonna talk about like feeling comfortable with communicating with lawyers. Like how do you talk to these companies? Like what are you talking about? Like do you even know how to speak? So month two is really just building up the confidence in preparation for communication with these lawyers, because when you guys join in the program, you will be talking to like the head of these corporations, the heads of these companies, and then also sometimes you will be speaking with lawyers. So if you don't really know how to do that, then we'll cover that. Even if you do know how to do it, like we'll cover that in month two. I think month two could be a little bit intimidating. It might not seem that way, but like I'm gonna be on y'all. We're gonna be really going over, these types of conversations, and I'm gonna poke and shoot holes through y'all's conversations, these mock conversations that you will have with these lawyers, because if you don't really the lawyer gonna take advantage of you. They're gonna give you whatever you allow them to give you. And so, in month two, it's like building that confidence, because once you have the confidence, then now you can go get you some money. Like some not no little bit of change, baby, some money, okay? And then month three, we're gonna go into making demands. And then in month three, you guys will start to be able to start getting paid. Month three is really when y'all will start reaping the harvest of what you guys are learning in the program. And so I'm super excited for month three. So yes, you will be getting paid in month three. I would say if y'all are starting the program, like, well, not just starting, but in month three, for month three, you can literally start, settling with these companies a day or 2, 3 days after we've had the training in month three. So it's going to be very, very exciting for month three. And then so month four is the settlement phase, and then dealing with the bureaus. So month four is going to be that the month where we cover like what if the companies are not budging, like how do we handle the companies when they're not budging, because this is another thing that I often talk to you guys about, knowing what your next move is before it even happens. If you know what your next move is before it happens, it takes away the stress of it all. Because another thing that I've learned from one of my friends that's in the stocks, is that when you are stressed out, you make irrational decisions. And so in the month of the settlement phase discussion and dealing with the bureaus, like, we're going to go over how do you like stay calm and know when somebody just yanking your chain. Like, how do you know when it's the right time to pull the trigger, or how do you know when it's the right time to just say, nah, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? How do you know? How do you know? And then in month 4, I think this is month 4, right? No, this is month 5. In month 5, we will be going over the court process, right? Like, what can you expect when you go to court? What can you expect? How can you prepare for it? Are you ready to go to court? Are you about that life? Do you think this is for you? Can you do it? We'll cover all of that. And then in month 5, which is the gusto month, this is the gusto, baby. This is the gusto right here. In month 5, we will show you guys, examples of complaints, and we will educate you guys on how to file a complaint. How do I use this complaint to get the most money? We will cover that, and I think that's what month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Month 6, we will go into filing complaints. And then in month 7, we will also go over like the preparation for when you go to court. And so remember, month 5 was understanding the court process. Month 7 is actually walking your behind into court, or sitting like on a phone, getting prepared for that conversation. Okay, or getting prepared for that process. And then the months to come after that, I think in the months to come, like, we will cover FDCPA next, but we'll kind of take a little bit of a in between these classes. Like, we'll ask what y'all want, so that we can start preparing to give you guys this information. Okay. So let me see. So remember, I think on this live, I did put the link to join the mentorship. If you join after May 11th, you will not be in the live classes. You're just going to be kind of playing catch up until you have been in the program for 4 months. Once you've been in a program for 4 months, then it's like, okay, you can join a live at any point in time. But before then, friend, like, you're going to just be playing catch up, and it's fine. It's fine. You can still play catch up and get straight to the bag. It's up to you. But if you want to be in on the live classes and the live Q&As, if you want full access, then you need to join before May 11th. Also, there is a support group in there. You will be able to join the support group and ask whatever questions that you have. And so boom. All right, let me answer y'all's questions. I really would wait, I really wish it was a way you can help when we cannot afford to get our credit fixed. Like, can we pay once we get paid from the pay to delete? So if you're not already a current client, we are not working on y'all's file. If you are a current client, then we can help you. Um, and so boom. But yeah, like, you can learn to do it on your own. And so many of you guys hit us up and say, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for this. And it's like, all right, I feel you, I feel you, but it's one of those things where if you really want it, you'll make time for it. If we are in the Facebook group, we provided scripts for federal complaints and compensation letters. I wouldn't say scripts, because your case and your situation is your case and your situation. But you will know how to get straight to it. Like, it's not gonna be no It's not going to be any fluff. And the reason that I say that like we can't provide the scripts is because I'm not a lawyer and I'm not your attorney, you know. So if I provided the script for you, then it would just be like, oh, she's doing this you know what I'm saying? Is I can't provide it for you. However, it will be very plain. Like you can copy and paste, but I haven't provided. Well, I haven't. How do I say this? I'll show you where to go and copy and paste it. I'll say that. I will share with you exactly where to go and get a federal complaint and copy that thing to the T and customize it to your situation if you needed it. Okay. Let's see. I'm in credit card debt collections with Spring Oak. What should I call and say to them? Um, what do you want? What you want done, friend? How many months would you say we need to be in the course? So this is a continuous thing, y'all. Like it's gonna continuously be there. We're gonna add stuff to the program, you know, we gonna keep adding. So you can stay in it if you feel like helped you understand everything you needed and understand everything, or that help you get what you want in month one, be out. Like ain't nobody holding you to stay in forever. If you want to stay in forever, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. Only you know when that is. Okay, Niji, I look forward to seeing you in the class. Can you tell us what exactly should we say when we call for compensation? Um, so when you're in the program, yes. Yes. But even then, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to say. I'm going to give you options. And then I'm going to ask you, do you understand that? And then I'm going to ask you, okay, if you're the person that wants compensation, what would you say to me? And I would tell you, okay, this is how this scenario could go. And based on how the scenario could go, then you would do what you needed to do. But at the end of the day, when you walk out of class, when you leave class, you shouldn't walk away feeling like, damn, I don't know what to do. No, when you leave class, you should already have your response or your messages drafted up based on how things could go. Okay? Because remember, I cannot tell you do this. I can only give you examples of general things. And based on your situation, you can do your thing from there. Okay? But if you was to tell me like, "Oh, I'm thinking about saying this," and I would say typically that more than likely ain't going to work because you haven't mentioned whatever, or I don't know right now, but basically in the class, if you confused and not clear, we're gonna make sure you get clear. I'm not trying paying the entire amount because I'm on a fixed income now. Okay, no problem. No problem. Whenever you are able to, you can join the program. All right. But okay, you guys, so the class is in less than 3 days. I'm looking forward to getting this thing started. And I'm very, very excited to see things shake up and things change. And I want to make sure that our company is just doing it different. I don't think that this is like something that we have to tiptoe around. Um, Dante, it is 199 a month. It is 199 a month. Like I said, the people in the program have been able to get up to $10,000. Like I said, jet last week, we had someone get $10,000 in 1 week, and it was actually less than 3 days that they got 10 racks from this information. So it's definitely not a one-time fee of 199, friend. It's definitely not. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna catch you guys later. We've been on this live for an hour now. Thank y'all so much for sticking around. If y'all are interested in joining and signing up, don't delay because you will be behind the curve. You can click the link that's either down below or up, but I think it's down below, and join the mentorship. And I will catch you guys on this Thursday at what time? At 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hopefully, this information was helpful. If it was, please give me a like, share this video with somebody who needs it, and also give us a subscription. Click that subscription button. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.